I just wanted to thank all of you wonderful and amazing people who came here special, just to give. To give of your precious time, and to give of your generous support, and most especially to give of your love. Your esteemed, caring love for the children that make up Chayenu. We all know Chayenu. Chai Lifeline is a distinctive and exclusive organization. Distinctive because it is full of beautiful volunteers that have chosen to give of themselves only to help other children, our children, and our families. Exclusive because not everyone can do it. It takes precious people like you, all here, to truly make up Chayenu. Chayenu is just that, Chayenu, our lives. Our lives are up and down and up on this journey. But our lives are not alone in this path. Chayenu is with us, holding our hands along the way. And sometimes it is Chayenu pushing us from behind through it all. Baruch Hashem, Chayenu was and is there for us. Right from the start, when our son Ben Zion was first admitted upstairs to the 5th floor of the Children's Oncology Department at Hadassah Ein Kerem Hospital, no one was around. It was Bet Av in the middle of the summer 2013. All of the Chayenu boys were in Camp Simcha. All the other organizations were finished for the year. The Bet Sefer of Hadassah was closed for the year. Even Kobe wasn't there. And you know that's bad. But really, two beautiful people were there to greet us, shall we say, and that was Abigail and Shady. And of course, they were from Chayenu. Let us not forget the head honcho himself, Rabbi Yaakov Pinsky. The one who puts his heart and soul into the sensational organization. The one who stands behind it all, the one who supervises and oversees, and most especially makes sure to reach every single family. It was the beginning of a strong bond of love and support. We were hit with a whirlwind. On Tisha B'Av itself was when we got the official news that Ben Zion was diagnosed with rhabdomyosarcoma alloverin, stage 4 cancer. We were given a protocol of 54 weeks of intensive chemotherapy treatment. After 2 months of treatment, Ben Zion was finally able to go home for Shabbos. We came back a few days later, and it was Erev Rosh Hashanah. We were coming for just a routine blood check. Ben Zion had a fever of 38 that was only getting higher. And when a child in treatment has a drop of fever, it usually means automatic ushpuz, as a hospitalization. It was Chayenu who reassured us not to worry and encouraged us to go home and spend the 3-day Chag with the rest of the family and take a break. He'll be okay, they emphasized. And that's when we met Avrami and Kobe and Chemi, who right away bonded with lovable Ben Zion. That bond only grew with time, and Ben Zion developed a terrible chaydak, which confined him to 30 days of isolation so that no other children could catch it. The isolation meant that Ben Zion could not go to the Chayenu Simchas Beis Shoeva. So Kobe said, no problem, we'll just bring it to you. And in came Chaim with his clarinet and saxophone, and Shmulik with his electric guitar, and Avi with the keyboard and the drums, and so on and so forth. And not just the house was hopping, but the whole building was swaying to the music too. The point was, Chayenu was there. With that bond, it just kept growing. And now let's remember, Ben Zion was not well. But between his lovable personality, or should I say, his love for having a good time, and Chayenu's zeal for Simcha, that bond only just grew and grew. With Hashem's help, it was able to push him forward again and again. It gave him the strength and courage to carry on. And Chayenu was also there when Ben Zion was fed up with treatment and hospitals, and let him vent out his frustration by creating a Hafganah demonstration right there in the middle of the new Davidson building. In Hadassah, and thank you, Chaim, who provided the flags. Then there was Ben Zion, who ran, or shall I say, wheeled himself away from one of the treatments, only to lock himself up in the car for 3 hours. Thank you, Yareen, who ran from yeshiva to help calm him down enough to allow him to release his tensions and say, okay, I'm ready to go back. Or Shuli, who jumped at the chance to help us get him to the Kotel and Daven. And let's not forget who were the only ones who remembered his birthday and gave him an amazing birthday party above his age level, shall we say. Chayenu did it again. But best and most memorable was his climax trip to Camp Simcha. He was flying high with excitement for a long time. It was Baruch Hashem what gave him his strength to persevere and the courage to continue. He knew that with Hashem's constant help and with Chayenu's Simcha, he could do anything. Ben Zion had a mind that was constantly coming up with ideas to perpetuate that Simcha and keep it moving.
Be careful these days.
Yeah. It was in his neshama, that Simcha, and his memory is what we want to remember of that Simcha. And once again, Chayenu has been able to provide us with the encouragement and understanding by creating Team Bensi. Team Bensi was shared and started by Moshe Levine and Meir Goodman. Where you have the opportunity to run in the Jerusalem Marathon and raise money for other sick children to have that chance to experience that beautiful Simcha, and with Hashem's help gain the strength to combat this terrible illness and have a refuah shlema. Team Bensi gives us the zchuyot to renew and perpetuate that Simcha in each and every one of us. That astonishing Simcha, his Simcha. We now have the duty to continue that Simcha by sending other sick children in need to Camp Simcha. And as Meir put it best, by you wearing that Team Lifeline Chayenu Team Bensi shirt, that gives you an obligation and a commitment that comes with it. You volunteers who have joined Team Bensi and have shown that, just that, by raising over $20,000. And for that, I must thank you all. And may Hashem give you all the strength to run tomorrow with your heads up high and with the privilege and honor that you are helping others and making Ben Zion have more zchuyot to help others go to camp. And that makes him happy. And when Ben Zion's happy, we're happy. And I just want to add that we remember all of you Chayenu volunteers, even though I didn't mention everyone, because Baruch Hashem, there are many, many of you, and we will be here forever with the different stories related to Ben Zion. One more side note was that 2 years ago, Chayenu asked me to speak at the Pastor party, I think it was 2014, before the marathon. Ben Zion was supposed to be there, but because of treatments, he couldn't be there. And last year, he was determined to be there, and they didn't ask me to speak. In fact, when I picked him up after treatments, there he was, lovable Benzi, with his chain, pulling a wheelchair behind him with a big blue stuffed, whatever you want to call it, monster. He said he wanted it in a raffle. Carmit, the secretary, said that she wanted to get it out of the hospital. I didn't know till much later on that he didn't win it at all. He wanted it, so they gave it to him. And you don't say no to Benzi. So I dropped him off at the hotel with the marathon for the marathon party that we have now, with this big blue what's-his-name in the back, taking up the whole seat as I drove home. At the Beitar crossing, they gave me strange looks that you can't even explain what it is. Doesn't everyone travel around with a big blue monster in the back seat? So again, Chayenu asked me to speak, and Ben Zion is not here. So we decided to bring it old what's-his-name to remember Ben Zion and the Simchas HaChaim that he always has. And they're supposed to push him tomorrow. I don't know how many kilometers, but he's supposed to get a ride. Thank you.